The person who takes food in right measure does live long, and the person lives a disease-free life. He lives strong too. The person attains the right confidence. Besides, his children grow healthy, disease-free, and without any abnormalities.
Nutrition awareness campaign has to be on.
In this land, let us bring its revolution.
Nutrition awareness campaign has to be on.
In this land, let us bring its revolution.
Task is to make a vibrant, strong nation.
That is the leadership's resolution.
Nutrition awareness campaign has to be on.
In this land, let us bring its revolution.
And not a single weakling anymore. Mothers, teenagers, babies get nourished more.
The kids, the caring, lactating mothers get nourished more. Malnutrition becomes a story of yore.
Nutrition awareness campaign has to be on. In this land, let us bring its revolution.
Granaries are full, thanks to efforts green.
Awareness of nutrition is the thing we mean. To every home carry the holy message of nutrition. Nutrition awareness campaign has to be on. In this land, let us bring its revolution. ICDS, Antyodaya, Annapurna, all these schemes.
Examples of everything the government dreams. All these stand for the government's promise.
May everyone get the nutrition message. Awareness about is the need of the age. A new turn has come in this revolution. Nutrition awareness campaign has to be on. In this land, let us bring its revolution. Nutrition awareness campaign has to be on. In this land, let us bring its revolution. Nutrition awareness campaign has to be on. In this land, let us bring its revolution.
Namaskar to this program of Food and Nutrition Board. Welcome to you all.
You are already aware that the objective of this program is to generate public awareness about nutrition. Viewers, there are certain diseases which are interconnected with our food.
One such disease is diabetes. Simply speaking, diabetes is the condition when sugar level increases in our blood. Obesity, overeating, and an irregular lifestyle are the root causes of diabetes. Got it?
One can keep away diabetes by controlled and regular eating.
Our episode today is based on this topic, diet and diabetes.
Why, Ostro? How come you appear so exhausted?
I told you that day that I have been losing weight for some time. I feel thirsty too often and pass urine too often. Consulted a doctor and came to know that I had been suffering from diabetes. I am little worried.
Okay. In that case, you have to be very careful.
The doctor, of course, told that if an organized food habit, it can be kept under control. Probably he calls me again to explain that in detail.
This is good. I too will accompany you.
Let's go. Namaskar, doctor.
Namaste. So, how are you now also, Ji?
As it is, that day you called me, so I have come to know about diabetes. My friend Keki,
Namaskar.
Namaste.
he too wants to know about diabetes. Doctor, tell us what diabetes really is.
See, whatever one eats gets transformed into small particles. Glucose is one such particle which forms at the completion of digestion. And you see, this very glucose goes to our blood, and through it our body produces energy in body cells.
Yeah.
A hormone called insulin is produced at one of our glands in the body called pancreas. This hormone is essential for properly utilizing the glucose present in our blood. If the release of insulin from the pancreas gets delayed or small in quantity, glucose level in blood increases, and that is called diabetes. The excess glucose in the blood comes out with urine, hence the frequency of urinating.
Doctor, why diabetes happens at all?
To a large extent, it is hereditary. If the parents or any close relatives are having it, then it may come to the next generation as well. That is why one should not marry within close relations, as it endangers the next generation. If it is possible, before marriage it should be ascertained that at least one of the spouses have no history of diabetes. Because you know what happens that even if one of them is free of diabetes, the risk is not there in the next generation at least. And that's a good point to be clear about.
Doctor, is obesity also a factor?
Of course, an irregular routine, unbalanced eating habit, and a sedentary lifestyle cause obesity, and this puts a person at risk of diabetes. However, latest scientific research has revealed that low weight at birth and malnourishment at childhood may also be a cause of diabetes at later life. Understand?
Doctor, just now you have said that with right eating, a person can keep diabetes in control. What should such person be eating?
As such, the diabetic has to take what the normal people take, but there should be certain adjustments, as glucose has to be kept under control. Several things are to be kept in mind to ensure this. We Indians take a lot of items which contain one nutrient called carbos, which is of two types, simple and complex. The former one is generally found in sugar, molasses, etc., while the latter is found in cereals, dal, potato, etc. I hope you are following Mr. Rosto, and you too, Mr. Keki.
Okay.
The simple carbos gets absorbed into the body rather easily, but this is not advisable for the diabetics as it increases the glucose level very fast in blood. But complex carbs is suitable for the diabetics as it raises glucose level only slowly and very gradually.
So, doctor, what I understand is that the diabetic should go for dal, roti, etc. And they need to cut down on sugar and the things made from sugar.
Exactly.
Dr. Sahab, do they need protein? Would you kindly tell me?
Definitely, rather more than average. But please remember that along with vegetarian protein food, it is advisable to take some fibrous food like soybeans, beans, etc. This gives protein while not increasing cholesterol level in the body. And for the same reason, the non-vegetarian should generally avoid meat and chicken. All these things increase cholesterol level in the body and may not be good for a diabetic. I hope you are following, Mr. Osto. And yes, fruits are good for the diabetics, but those too sweet ones like grapes, bananas and mangoes should be avoided. Guava, berries, orange, etc. are quite beneficial for the diabetics. You should take fruits like apples and without peeling their skin. And of course, proper washing is also needed before you take these fruits.
What sort of precaution should the diabetic be taking, doctor?
Please listen. Firstly, they should be regular in eating. Not only that, they should eat a lot at a single meal, neglecting the other meals, nor should it be too light. They should not have too long gaps between two meals, nor should they go for fasting. In such situation, glucose level may go severely down, which may prove very dangerous for the diabetics. This should be kept in mind. There should not be a big time gap between dinner and the next day's breakfast. The tentative habit should be to take something very light before going to bed. And as soon as he gets up in the morning, he should take at least something light.
Yeah.
Doctor, how many times a day should I eat?
See, there is nothing like hard and fast rule for it. Only thing to be kept in mind is that there should not be too long gap between two meals. It may be like this: morning tea, breakfast, lunch, afternoon tea, dinner, and then something very light before going to bed. Say roughly 6 times a day, that would suffice. The second important thing to remember is to avoid things that cause obesity. It is bad to be obese for a diabetic. He should never forget this thing, and these are the points he must keep in mind.
I am told fibrous food is good in this disease. Is it true, doctor?
Very correct. It is good to take salad, cereals, green leaves, pulses, etc. All these have fiber in high quantity. Besides, from fruits and vegetables, one gets antioxidant which helps in controlling diabetes. Any food that contains fiber helps in reducing glucose in blood, so you should take them as much as possible in your daily diet, and that will be good for the diabetic. And yes, Ostoji, avoid sweet items as far as possible. If at all you have to take a sweet item, then you should reduce the quantity of food intake all over so that you do not get extra calories. More fiber and less calorie mean more antioxidants which help reduce diabetes. And the third important requirement is to take a lot of water and other liquids. Besides food in right interval, one should maintain a regular routine and do some light exercise. I hope you understand.
Thank you, Dr. Saab. You have shared with us some valuable information on diabetes and the type of diet a diabetic should take.
At the same time, take my thanks also, doctor. Thank you. Namaskar.
Namaste.
Namaskar.
Namaskar.
Making balanced food and physical exercise our daily habits, we can keep diabetes in control with some extra support from the medicines prescribed by the doctor.
All the same time, one should also be observant about the children's health so that they don't become victims of diabetes in later life.
At last, we hope you will all benefit from this information given in this episode. Namaskar.